We're going to focus on all of the different marketing channels in turn. I'm going to spend a couple minutes on each one. So do make sure you stay till the end of this video to get the full value. Let's start with the most obvious. So we're going to start with outbound. So outbound being the kind of the low-hanging fruit. If you're not already doing outbound, regardless of what sort of level you are or how protective you are of your brand, you do want to consider doing outbound, and it can be done well. There's obviously real shock stories with GDPR and stuff like that, especially when you're financially regulated and all of this stuff. You don't, if you are financially regulated, you don't want to be messing around with outbound channels. But the good news for you is cold email marketing is not the only outbound channel anymore. The outbound channel of choice, in my opinion, is actually to do with LinkedIn bots. So you can set up automatic LinkedIn bots that work on top of your business development or your business development agents, on top of their personal LinkedIn profiles, and automate the connection with these SME business owners or other financial institutions that you work with, and they will then actually automate their connecting with those people and then messaging them, hey, do you need our services? Take a look at our website. I can jump on a call with you to explain further, yada yada yada, some sort of call to action. So the benefits of using LinkedIn bot system is that you get rid of the sort of GDPR issues, the spam issues, the deliverability issues, and so on. But it is very, very complicated to set up a LinkedIn bot system. LinkedIn fights against you to do this. But if I were you, if you're targeting SMEs, I would definitely, as my industry of choice, as my outbound channel of choice, I would pick LinkedIn bots. Now, if you're targeting bigger companies, and you still have this small transaction volume, outbound might not be the right way to go for you. Outbound is notoriously difficult when you're going for like really big companies, so you may want to steer clear of this channel altogether. But if you are going for SMEs, which I believe the majority of you might be, definitely look into LinkedIn bots. If you are going to do cold email marketing, there's nothing wrong with that. It still is legal, completely legal before and after GDPR if you're emailing someone on legitimate interest, as long as what you're doing doesn't require like sort of heavy FCA stuff, or you're very scared that things are moving in that direction, then by all means cold email marketing is going to return some really, really good leads for you. You email out thousands of people a week just saying, hey, are you aware of my service? Are you aware of what I do? You get into the SME director's inbox. It's going to work really well. As I said, bigger companies, forget about it. At least that's what I'm seeing right now. It can be done, but not worth putting your brand at risk if you have other means. Now, obviously, these channels are the cheapest in terms of price. So they're obviously the more scattergun. You are just sort of targeting based on criteria like, are they a CEO, are they a director, are they FD, whoever you're specifically going after in the company. So it is broader. There are people that you're going to hit that just shouldn't have been in there in the first place. Targeting is always impossible to get just right with outbound. You always get some kind of rotten data creep. So be aware. If you're very precious about your brand in the early days, then you might want to, and you have the resources, you might want to stick to outbound. But I'd say in 90% of cases, if you're looking for leads fast, outbound is the way to go. So that covers the outbound piece. Let's talk about inbound, which is sort of advertising related. So you've got social media advertising. If you are B2B, then you're going to be looking a lot at LinkedIn, but also Facebook. We'll cover that in a second. You can run LinkedIn advertising campaigns with lead forms. So that is a specific type of ad on LinkedIn where the prospect puts in information directly into LinkedIn without going to a landing page. That actually cuts the time and the steps, so someone can actually just respond to one of your ads on LinkedIn. So depending on what you do, you can probably qualify people quite well on LinkedIn, and then if they look good, then just you've got their email address. You can follow up legitimately with warm emails and nurture them until they come to your site and do the full process that you want them, because to sign up onto your site. If it's a personal thing, then you can literally put a call to action on the LinkedIn ad itself, and you can be on the other side of that. You can give them a call and take it forward and describe your services. So lead form ads are fantastic. Often what you would do is you would warm up a target, your targets with great content, potentially something downloadable, and then you're retargeting people with the lead form ad. So the lead form ad only comes after you know that they've been to your website, or you know that they've consumed and enjoyed other bits of great sort of high value content that you've produced. So you can set up a nice chain like that where you're warming people up, and once you know they've been to your site, you can use the LinkedIn Insight tag, which is kind of like the Facebook pixel, which installs into the back end of your website. You can track everyone who's coming from your ads to your site, what they're doing, and then based on their presence there, what they've done there, you can send them follow-up ads that will ask for their information, take a next step. You know, it's no good going in sometimes with the hard sell immediately before you know someone. You might want to warm them up. So that will depend on how complex your product is, how new it is to the market, you know, how hard it is to get your head around. You might want to educate people with lots of content before you go in with the hard sell. Otherwise, they might be like, what the hell does this company do? I've got no idea what this crypto thingy is, you know. So it might be that that's the case. And certainly the bigger the company is that you're going after, the more sort of education you have because they tend to be more sophisticated and they have less time to just, you know, fart around on the internet. Basically, they want to know that you're a top supplier before they start considering you. You know, they get approached by lots of different people for all sorts of services all the time. So you need to really stand out. But if you're targeting SMEs, a straight lead form can work just as well as a warm up on LinkedIn campaigns. So that's where I'd kind of focus my effort on those two things, that sort of outbound and then the LinkedIn. And then you use Facebook probably just for retargeting. Unless you already have a big email database, then you can create a custom audience on Facebook. So if you're sitting right now on a massive email database, then what you can do is upload all of those emails into Facebook and have Facebook find the profiles. So what it does is it matches the email address to an existing Facebook profile, anonymously of course, and then says, right, you've uploaded 100,000 emails into Facebook, 10,000 of these matched or 5,000 of these matched. It's usually quite a small percentage, you know, it can be like 20%. So 20,000 of these people matched, you can now send ads to these 20,000 people. You can't see who individually they are, but you can now send ads to that audience. And what you can even do from there is you can tell Facebook, look, I want you to find me a lookalike audience based on that 20,000. So go and find other people or profiles on Facebook who look very close to that 20,000 seed audience that I gave you. So that's what you can do with Facebook. It's really powerful. Obviously, if you have other channels driving traffic to your landing pages, to your website, you can retarget them on Facebook just as well as you can retarget them anywhere else. So, but at the very minimum, you should be retargeting on Facebook. It's the cheapest place to retarget on social media. Also, Facebook/Instagram, they're owned by the same. They're all both owned by Facebook. And if you're going to do a primary campaign, I'd suggest you stick to LinkedIn to begin with, unless you have a big email database. Okay, so now we move on to search advertising, which is, depending on how new your service is, the place where you're going to want to focus the meat of your campaign. It is the most expensive channel here, but if you want to guarantee the right eyeballs landing on your landing pages, this is, you know, the channel that you need to focus on. The other things I've just mentioned, you should focus on if you're having a lot of trouble making that channel stack, and that might be because there's too much competition in your industry, and so the keywords are very, very expensive. You have aggressive competitors outbidding you or using all sorts of tactics to make sure that you're never on the top of the search results. You're not getting the right traffic you need. So if you should also avoid search advertising if you are if you're doing something that's very new, like anything crypto related, anything sort of that the average business owner or target prospect won't necessarily have heard of or won't think to search for, then obviously there won't really be the search volume for you. You want to educate people through social media and advertising. You don't have a large volume of people just bashing out furiously into Google for your services. If it's something standardized like investment management, FX, business loans, financial consulting, financial planning, all of this stuff like financial director, training, stuff like that. Then there's a lot of stuff there's a lot of resources like that on the internet. There's a lot of people searching for that sort of thing. They get what those things are. If you're doing something a bit left field, new to the market, anything using blockchain, AI, much less people searching for this on Google. You want to avoid doing that completely, and you want to sort of go on social media and say, hey, look at this new thing we're doing. Would you be interested, or can I tell you more? Now, if you are going to do search advertising, then this is going to be your main channel. I mean, you want to be hammering this with as much money as you can, unless your cost per lead is ridiculous. So obviously, like I just mentioned, if there's lots and lots of big competitors in the marketplace, you can carve yourself out a niche if you find the right keywords. If you come with a really top strategy, and you build out your accounts with the best sort of single keyword per ad group structures, as well as a whole bunch of other sort of leading techniques, then you can get very profitable using search advertising. But it's not it's not a game for everyone that everyone can play. If you are doing something that's easily recognizable, you will just get tons of leads from doing that. The question is can you make it profitable? And so this will take time. And in order to make it really stack, you want to make sure you are retargeting every single person that comes to your website on social media, on Google Display Network, like everywhere. You want to be following them around the internet relentlessly. At any point, if anyone gives you an email address, you want to have nurturing campaigns. You want to have emails that split people into different camps and give them the content relevant for those different camps. Are they a small business? Are they a big business? Are they in this industry? Are they in that industry? Are they this job title, that job title? Okay, what personas do I have in my targeting mix? What stuff can I nurture them with? Can I send them to a new landing page later to do something else? Can I get them to come back for a second transaction? You've got to really be thinking about juicing everyone that comes to your website, whether they transact or not, as much as possible, and then your economics will stack over time. But don't expect it out of the gates to work really great. It will be slow to begin with. It will take several months to optimize, but you should be able to carve yourself out if you come with the correct team. A nice slice of the pie there. Might not be at the sexiest cost per lead, but you will be able, or cost per acquisition, but you will get there. If you doggedly go after it, and then start chiming in these retargeting campaigns, nurturing campaigns, and you will see that cost per lead overall for your company drop. So that's my recommendations for you. If I was to recap this, I would say if you're not doing outbound, find a way to make outbound work. There is a way that you can do it tastefully in 2019. It's just about how good you position yourself and what channel you choose. If you're not going to do that, I would say that the low-hanging fruit is most likely going to be using LinkedIn ads, because far less people use them than they do like search ads. But having said that, if you're looking for guaranteed leads without much headache, then do search advertising, but be aware it's going to require a lot of investment, and it's not guaranteed that the competitors won't bully you out of there. But get the right team, do it properly, and let the retargeting follow. Whatever happens, you should be retargeting. However you're driving people, whatever your primary campaign is, LinkedIn or search or outbound. So yeah, that's my recommendations for you. I hope that you found it super interesting. Like I said at the beginning of this video, you can contact me if you want me to take your personal circumstances into account. Head over to our website, thebrainsmarketing.co.uk. Happy to chat things in more detail. Other than that, I really would like some feedback. Did you find this video useful? Did it make you think of anything new that you could be doing for your digital marketing? Are you going to go after this video and change something right now? Or is this everything that you knew already, and it was just nice to have it confirmed by someone? Otherwise, thanks so much for your attention. Congratulations. I hope this helps. Best of luck in your business, your life, wherever you go. Thanks a lot, and cheers. See you some other time. Hey there, brainy marketers. Hope you enjoyed today's video. If you found it useful, do us a favor and like this video, subscribe to this channel, and share this video on all of your social media channels. So go ahead and do all those things, and we'll see you for the next video. Cheers.